curious about Street Fighter V. I played 4. I've been a fan of Street Fighter for many years. Since elementary school and Super Nintendo and getting my ass kicked by Sagat and Vega, which were the real bosses, not Bison, because I beat him in like literally my first try. It took me about 8 or 9 to get past Vega and Sagat back then. So I was going to buy Street Fighter V until I did my own research on it. And all I can really say is unfinished. And I'm sure there are videos of this game all over YouTube right now. And it's a real kick in the mouth to a lot of Street Fighter's loyal fans. I mean, I kind of bridged off Street Fighter for a while, but then I jumped back on the bandwagon around the time the 4th game came out, okay? First and foremost, there's no arcade mode in Street Fighter. Listen to how backwards that is. Street Fighter, a fighting game with no kumite, no gauntlet to play one player on. A fighting game with no arcade mode. That is beyond gaming sin right then and there, okay? Now, I'm not going to ream the game. Like, okay, I am reaming it, but just first and foremost, this game is beautiful. The graphics, like, I was in awe at the damn pictures.
Iron Body is invincible, so beware!
That's how you start the fight and finish it quick!
Looking at the JPEGs for it, like, the game is amazing, and looking at the comparison from Street Fighter 4, which looked amazing already, it only, like, intensified. Now, visually, I think that's all they were really depending on to sell it. Because obviously it's rushed and there's not a lot of fucking time put into it. 16 characters should tell you that enough. Okay, and what I'm thinking is gaming nowadays, the practice that they implement on gamers nowadays, they're gonna make an arcade mode later and make you pay, what, $20, $30 for it. Which is bullshit, because if you pay $60 for a game, you should be able to have all that shit able to be unlocked on disc. And it's just ridiculous that that's like an accepted practice nowadays. I already know they're gonna come out with arcade mode later. And then second, there's no verse mode. So you can't play like with somebody sitting next to you. You can't play against each other. Capcom with this game has like completely narrowed out old school gamers like myself, who don't want to be competitive online, who don't want to play online. Like that is like the base ground of this game. The lifeline is that they depended on the graphics and the online, like completely blowing off their older fan base because they're so desperate to keep up with gaming nowadays that they now tend to the online and younger side and don't really tend to guys like me who like playing for a story in arcade mode. And I think, yet again, they're gonna make a verse mode later on and sell that for
$15. Bullshit!
But I guess that's just practice, you know, it's money. As I said before, I am amazed by the character models. I love them. Like, the graphics, everything is beautiful. It's polished. You know, it's a step up from 4, and you know, of course, Capcom and their buy this game and get this special costume. Of course, they lure in the costume bait like Chun-Li's and her hot little kimono thing, which is really hot. But they push those on you, say, "Oh, if you buy this exclusive, you get this outfit." You know, and it's like, So what? Where are all the other modes? Where are the modes for this game? Why is it so unfinished? Like, I've seen the fluid gameplay. The gameplay is beautiful. Like, the supers, the interactions, the sounds, all of it. Even though some people just spam the same move over and over, and those fucking critical arts attacks are beautiful.
I'll finish this! You're done! Can't escape!
Power! Muscle power volume!
I like the engine. What can I say? It's a step up. I like the engine of the game. I could see that they really had some momentum going, but still unfinished. And I like the new characters. You know, I like some of the new characters. Like Laura, she's pretty awesome. You know, Rashid, Fang, which I don't know where this Rashid character come from, and my girl Rainbow Mika is back. You know, and I like those. I genuinely like the new characters. That whole action figure flow, big hands and big fucking Bigfoot feet. That's beautiful. That's Street Fighter. They kept that going. You know. However, there's a massive lack of characters. 16 in the whole Street Fighter universe. And it's a sin that you forgot some of the original characters for this, that I'm sure that's going to be DLC later on, that you'll make us pay $5 each for a Street Fighter game without E Honda. There's no E Honda. There's no Blanca. I think I saw pieces of Dhalsim in there. No Sagat. No Sakura. None of the characters of the old Street Fighter genre. I think they're trying to start over with a new one and introduce a bunch of different characters, but they'll probably make these downloadable, which I don't doubt, because that's how games come nowadays. In fucking complete, and making you pay out of the ass to get a complete game. I mean, look at the roster from 4 compared to 5. Like 4, like they just went over the top. Like, what was it, about 30, 31 characters, something like that? You know, and I can understand this is a new platform. You're trying to introduce a new era of Street Fighter by bringing in new characters and whatnot, but you chose to alienate your fans in a wrong way. You alienated your fans without the leverage of what makes Street Fighter Street Fighter. No story mode is bad enough. Speaking of which, each character's story mode is literally only 2 fucking fights each. 2 fights to get 100% on that character's story. Not to mention that the stories are told in these lazily written. I can't stand when games do this. They tell stories in these lazy written still shots, like no actual graphic, no cinematics, because they put it all into the fighting, which I can understand. But that just feels fucking lazy as hell to me when they put still shots. And just the voice acting I don't feel like I'm playing a story mode in this game. Literally, it feels like I'm playing 2 tutorial matches with each character, and that's it. Just Street Fighter V is a completely unfinished game with a diabolical plan of making people pay for modes. And from what I've seen, the creators said that they are looking into an arcade mode, which you shouldn't have to do in your fighting game. Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Injustice, all these old games from yesterday, Deadly Arts, Virtual Fighter, all of these fighting games. arcade mode is what made that game that game. They put too much emphasis on serving online people, and that's bullshit. And for right now, that is why I'm not gonna pick up Street Fighter V. As disappointed as I am, I feel it's completely unfinished and needs a lot of work, and I'm not alright with the practice of what they're doing, you know. But let me all know what you think of Street Fighter V, because right now it's on
The back burner.
if I ever decide to get it. Thanks for watching.